Morning. We're continuing our series through Mark chapter 1, and today we're looking at verses 35 through 39. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Simon and his companions went to look for him, and when they found him, they exclaimed, "Everyone is looking for you!" And Jesus replied, "Let us go somewhere else, to the nearby villages, so I can preach there also. And that is why I have come." So he traveled throughout Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and driving out demons. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Now, I'm going to be honest with you this morning. This is probably one of my least favorite passages of Scripture. And here's why. Because I hate getting up early. I am not a morning person. Mornings are not my friends. Now, how many of you are morning people? If you're a morning person, raise your hand. If there are people in your classroom raising their hand, you have my permission as your chaplain to throw something soft at them, right? Now, we joke about this, right? We joke about how we are as human beings before we get our first cup of coffee or a little caffeine. But when we look at this passage, what we see is that Jesus was incredibly intentional about taking time to be with God, to take time to pray and to connect. Now, I know that you guys are busy. And probably the older you get, if you're juniors or seniors watching this, you are super busy. And it is hard to get up early when you're staying up late doing homework. But here's the deal. Jesus was busy too. He was a celebrity. He was followed around everywhere that he went by these adoring crowds trying to get his attention. He was often with people late into the night, preaching and teaching and healing the sick and even casting out demons. And I'm guessing none of you have that excuse for staying out late. While we often use busyness as this excuse to not spend time with God, Jesus saw it as exactly the reason why he needed to spend time with God. He knew that, being on the go all the time, being busy, he would quickly burn out and have nothing to offer all of these people who were coming to him and that he was interacting with. If he was always giving and giving and giving, he would never have anything to offer them if he didn't allow his spirit, his soul to be refilled and refueled. And so Jesus made the hard choice to say no to sleep and to say no to people so that he could say yes to God. He also was incredibly intentional in making sure that he wouldn't be distracted, which is why he got away from people. Now, I'm an extrovert. I don't know about you. That is hard for me to say no to people. My guess is Jesus was an extrovert too. And yet even he knew that he had to get away to be by himself. Now, not only are people distracting, we have these wonderful things called phones, right? Technology. And technology can be incredibly distracting. And I'm the same way. Because as soon as my phone makes the tiniest sound, I wonder what that is. What app is that? Somebody contacted me, right? We always want to be in connection with the world and see and hear what's going on. And I've come to realize that my constant attachment to my phone, and through it, people in the world and ESPN and all those other wonderful things, stop me from connecting with God. And so I've had to learn to do this thing for my own sake, which is when I go out and spend time with God, I have to leave my phone behind. Leave it in the house while I pray and think and listen to God. And so here's my question for you. What are the things that are stopping you from saying yes to God? What are the things that are stopping you from connecting to God? Maybe it's your phone. Maybe it's Candy Crush. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Now, you can't say no to school. You can't drop out of school and stop doing your work. But there are other things, right, that soak up our time and our energy and stop us from connecting with God. And I encourage you to name those things for yourself. And I pray that as you go about this year, you will find spaces and places where you can regularly connect with God, both for your own sake and for the sake of those that God is calling you to love. Have a great day. Bye.